welcome to my channel. Tonight we're just gonna hang out and have some fun. Looks like I've got 3 watching right now. So you guys, welcome. Thank you all for coming in. I want to give some shout outs to the folks who have commented on my last videos. Let me pull those up because I don't want to forget anybody. We have got on my service dog at the hospital video, ones who have commented are still coming in. Here we go. We've got Stellar Piper, Red Panda by Route 00, Animash Queen, Joe Kersey, who is an awesome guy. He comments on all of my videos. We have Zen-O, Z-E-N-O, letter O. Lola at Lost on Land again. Hi, Mel Mel. Welcome to the chat tonight. It is good to see you. I'm doing some shout outs and I'm very glad to have been able to say hello to you. You guys, if you're in the chat, do connect with Mel Mel. He is a super person, has some great stuff on his channel. It's deep and it's encouraging, and it's just the kind of thing that we need more of in this world today. More encouragement and more happy stuff on the internet. So go check him out. And let's see, going back to the shout outs, I want to say hello to shouting out the Laughing Lion, Virtue Within. Oh, Mel Mel, he says, hey, Gayle Crabtree, thank you for your kind words. Mel Mel, what you have to realize is that's the truth, okay? It may sound kind, but it's the truth. You're a kind person and you make the internet much better. You know, I think everybody needs to go see you because you do some deep stuff and it's encouraging. You got some straight talk going on. Lots of things that the world needs. So everybody that's listening, definitely take time and go see Mel Mel. Also want to continue shout outs for the Laughing Lion and Leslie over at Virtue Within. Now she does some good stuff too. Very encouraging, very positive, very uplifting. Herforts is an awesome person. Now he has this new video out about cars, and you guys have got to go see that. He comments on a lot of my videos. Okay, one of his things up that he's done recently is about the devil dance, and that was pretty cool too. Motormind is the one up with the cars. And Mel Mel says, if you folks are on the stream, please show at Gayle Crabtree some love in the chat. Yes, please come on in and do that. We don't want Mel Mel to think he's hanging out by himself. And he says, and don't forget to give this live stream a big thumbs up. Thank you, Mel. You're awesome. See? Also, commenting on my last video is Deep Entropy, another one that does some really deep stuff. Straight shooter, straight from the hip, very positive. So those are some folks from my latest video that have commented, and we're going to have some more coming up shortly. But I want to hear from you guys tonight. I want to know what you think, what's been going on. I see we've got 3 people watching right now. Big thumbs up to that. And yeah, just come on in and hang out with us for a little while. But because I want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on in your lives, kind of what's up. I think we're going to be bashful. Kenny Davenport just joined us. Hello, how are you? Hi, Kenny. It's good to see you. Welcome. I don't know if you know Mel Mel, but check him out. I just did some shout outs, but there's going to be more. So what do you guys have going on? Kenny, how is life over there in Middle Tennessee? And you guys, Kenny has some crazy little taste tests and things that he does on his channel. It's pretty cool. I hope everybody will go check him out as well. That's Kenny Davenport. Right now he has 203 subscribers, but hopefully we can work on that. Maybe some guys will want to check him out. You guys check out each other. And Kenny says he is totally groovy. That's not something you hear from a Tennessean too often. That's cool. And Mel says, hey, Kenny. I'm going to have some tea as we talk. I'm still kind of recovering from this week with the little surgery that I had done. So if I start coughing, I apologize in advance. But we're just going to hang out and have fun anyway. And hey, I've got my special cup. Keep calm and make tea. You know, I always have to have a cup of tea now because every time I come on here to do a live stream, I always have to think about Virtue Within because she has a series on her channel called Take a Sip, and she's just encouraging people to calm down, take a deep breath, take a sip, and relax for a minute. So we've got kind of a crazy world. So Kenny and Mel are talking, and Kenny says, hey, Mel, and Mel says, at Kenny Davenport, good to see you. I'm glad that you guys are connecting. I think you're going to enjoy each other's stuff there. And let's see. Trying to do some connecting here. I'd like to figure out if there's a way that I could invite one of you to come in and talk, but I have no idea how to do that. Sorry, guys. And it looks like I have 4 watching. Oops, 3 watching right now. So what do you guys think about this demonetization stuff or monetization approval stuff? What are y'all's thoughts on that? I can't believe that YouTube has done this. You know, I guess I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like wondering if YouTube has a secret vendetta out against small channels or something. I know that's not supposed to be the case, but you gotta wonder sometimes. Oh, and I missed an email earlier. Let me see who this email's from. Yeah. Okay, this is from my friend Gloria. And I should have checked my email sooner. Sorry, Gloria, when you get this, please forgive me. I know her offline some and online. She's been commenting on my stuff ever since I had the radio show going. That was over on Blog Talk Radio. It was Voices of Hope, and we did a lot of neat things there. Really kind of like some of the things you do, Mel, where we would just try to encourage and add a breath of fresh air into the world. And believe it or not, I actually had a New York call-in number, so how crazy is that? And Mel says, live stream can be a challenge if you are not comfortable making mistakes. Oh, very true. Very, very true. Okay, going back to check out Gloria's okay, guys. Let me just say that when Gloria sends me an email, I'm never exactly sure what she's going to come up with. Yeah, Mel, when I did the radio show, I actually had a New York call-in number for Queens, even though I'm nowhere near Queens. It's just the way the system worked out. That was kind of crazy because I was sitting here in Tennessee. But since I grew up some in New York, in Queens, and some on Long Island as a kid, I spent summers up there growing up. So I just had to laugh about that. And I get a kick watching your videos sometimes when you're walking down the street, like when you're in Brooklyn and stuff. Love that. So going back to my friend Gloria, you know, I did my disclaimer on her, okay? What she wants to know, she's got two things. She's asking me what my thoughts are on the repeal of net neutrality, which that will get me going for about an hour. That's like a pet peeve of mine. That and like the YouTube demonetization thing, it's like a double whammy. And she's asking about Tomlin. And what she says is, if Tomlin is a human being, would he have Rice Krispies or Cheerios? Like, I don't know where you come up with this stuff, Gloria. But Gloria, the truth is, Tomlin would have neither one of those. He has this ultra charmed life, and he would definitely have Lucky Charms. And Mel says, sorry, Gayle, gotta go catch a train. I'm just getting out of work. Well, Mel, you go get that train, and we will talk to you later. Thank you for coming in tonight and hanging out. It's very appreciated. So, but you have a good evening. Have a safe ride. I remember those days. I can look back on those train rides with nostalgia because I don't have to ride them every day. That's pretty awesome. But he has a cool channel, does some cool stuff. Love seeing him walk down the streets because it's kind of like going down the streets of memory lane for me, which is kind of neat. I got some bubbles going there. That was kind of different. I'm playing around with some of the settings. Okay, I'll go back to normal now. I feel like I'm in a cloud. Maybe I'm secretly a hippie too. It goes with a van camper, I guess, right? Okay. And, oh yeah, more shout outs. Sorry about that, folks. I got sidetracked. Shout outs coming in. I got nothing coming in. I got a blank screen. Okay, here we go. We're going to get to more shout outs in a minute. I'm going to go back and play with these settings. Wait a minute. What's that? Ugh. How about 8mm? Whoa. How about normal? It's magic. With a touch of the button, I can change my world. I know. More shout outs. Here we go. Now, this is folks who have commented on my University of Tennessee day surgery update. I had the little surgery back on Tuesday, We should get the biopsy results on this Tuesday. I am like on pins and needles. I think it was nothing, but like you never know until you get the pathology reports from the biopsies. So we're going to plan on that. So shout outs to folks who have commented on that. You awesome, awesome people you are going to be. Now, let me just back up. If I shout out somebody and you want to connect with them, go visit their channels, because I have the most awesome YouTube subscriber audience that ever existed. And you guys know that because you're part of my YouTube subscriber audience. Obviously, if you're listening or you're watching later, then you're part of the awesomeness. So if I shout someone out, make sure that you go check them out. So shout outs coming up are still coming in. I can't believe this. Okay, well, I got Herfords, which we shouted out a few minutes ago. And I've also got my friend Clara, who commented. Stellar Piper has commented. And my screen just froze. So we're just going to go ahead. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Live. Gotta love it. Living Free Forever, Melanie and Rick Schaefer. Oh my gosh. They are like awesomeness personified. Melody especially. They have like downsized and resized, and they have minimalized, and they're taking on the world by storm. You guys got to check them out. Also, Raggy Ragsdale. He will absolutely keep you in stitches. He is a phenomenal musician, awesome person, just totally crazy. Definitely, by all means, somebody that you want to check out. And Kenny Davenport has responded. Kenny says, I went for a brain scan and the doctor told me he couldn't find anything. Well, I'm glad to know that that was a benign reading on the brain scan, I guess. Hey, we have Valerie Reese in the house. Hello, you awesome lady, you. Valerie is one that we did a Create Not Hate live stream with, and all the money from that back at Christmas went to benefit her church for various missions projects. If you guys are not familiar with that, go back through some of my videos and you'll see the Create Not Hate. It was a live stream, but it was kind of a live stream marathon where a portion of the live stream took place on several different channels for 24 hours. And her church raised some money, or we raised some money for her church for those missions. So Valerie, hi and welcome. It's good to see you. And Valerie says, that was a blessing for our missions. Well, I'm really glad, Valerie, because your church doing that kind of work is a blessing to others. So I was really glad to see some of the YouTube community come together to support each other and to support you. You know, that's what it's all about. And, you know, if we can't help each other out in this world, I just kind of feel like, why are we here if we can't do that? So had some awesome fun. Okay. And also I want to give shout outs today. I'm continuing to go through the folks who've commented on my last video. Is Ernest Kwok. He does some great music. Pet Monster. Oh my goodness. I should say no more. If you ever need a pet monster, this guy's the one to have. Also, big shout out to my autistic brain tumor survivor. Virtue Within again. Herfords again. Rockin' Miami 4. Marta Pena, Pena. Lovely Kid Japan. Deep Entropy, Red Panda, Mo and Izzy, aka Our Life, Home in New Jersey, Lihan Arikan, Lihan Arikan, who has been so supportive with me trying to learn how to fly this drone. Oh my gosh, he's been wonderful. And let's see, what does Valerie Reese have to say? Valerie says, oh, cool. Pet Monster is having a live stream on Sunday. Valerie, do you know what time he's having the live stream? Because we'll have to go check that out. You know, Pet Monster and Granny Monster and Monster Chick are awesome monsters to know. Okay, Pet Monster is on at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. So we'll have to go check that out. And that would be Sunday, February the 4th. So if you catch this later, or if you catch the podcast later, that's the 4th. And Valerie says that he wants to use the stream to help people grow their channels. That is cool. You know, Pet Monster is a guy with a really big heart. And I think that's an awesome thing. Especially now, kind of getting back to the YouTube monetization thing, because pet peeve there about the whole demonetization, because they're really hurting small YouTubers and they're really hitting hard. So I think anything that we can do to help each other out, especially right now, is a big deal. So, and again, for you guys who are just now joining us, give us a big thumbs up if you like this video. If you're joining us and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. And I just have a reminder that I have not tweeted this out again, and I told somebody I would. Oops. Let me go in and do that. I try to keep my promises. Really, guys, it's just been a little crazy. Speaking of crazy, let me try this other button. Oh, that is docu. I guess that's short for document. Okay, sorry, guys. These little controls are too much fun. Okay. And there we go. So, okay, retweeted now. Okay. Excuse me again. And Kimmy Davenport is saying, demonetization doesn't matter to me. I make videos for fun. Kenny, I am glad that you're not going to be hurting too much from this whole implosion. That's good. I do them for fun, but I also do like to have the money flowing in. This semester it actually helped me buy some textbooks. I also used it when I went to Alaska when I drove up this past summer. I used it to help with gas. So it was kind of nice. I'm also a little concerned if the videos aren't monetizing, what incentive does YouTube have to actually play the videos and serve them and get them out there? You know, are they going to be running ads and keeping the revenue, or are they just going to bury the ads and bury the channels because they're not monetized? I've got so many questions about this. So, and here, you guys pitch in and tell me what you think. I've kind of gotten the impression that YouTube maybe is kind of still in the process of developing their policy on some of this. So we may not know for a while because they may not know. Excuse me there. Nothing like having a little bit of day surgery and then coming out with a cold, huh? And Valerie Reese says, I think you may be right about that. And Kenny Davenport says, I'm retired, so I'm keeping busy with YouTube. Good things, good things. Yeah, Valerie, I just don't see how all this is gonna come together. They said that they would release more details on February the 20th. Also, I have heard some people echoing the question of, what if you meet all the parameters and then don't keep them? You know, will this be a rotating thing? So, you know, I think that's a consideration for those of us who are going to monetize. But my concern isn't just the monetization on YouTube's end, but it's the loss of the super chat, and that's going to hit YouTubers in the pocket. The other thing is, you know, if they're not monetized and they're not serving ads, those of us who have gotten sponsorships in the past, we're not going to be able to keep sponsorships and entice new sponsorships if our videos aren't being showed. So, you know, on the surface, it's like AdSense is a very, very tiny part of the whole situation here. You know, the question about, you know, the monetization and are the ads going to be served if they're, are the videos going to be shown if ads aren't being served? And then what about the YouTube Red revenue? I mean, come on. I've got some people that do hit the videos occasionally with YouTube Red. So it's lots of questions. And Valerie says, I'm glad I started blogging. I have met some awesome people. Me too. And I don't know where I would be without the folks that I've met. Like today, literally, I met with Amber Rivers and John Rivers. Drove down to Fort Oglethorpe, met with them, had a phenomenal lunch. And, you know, it was great to sit down and talk to them. I wouldn't have been able to do that had it not been for this wonderful platform called YouTube. And that, you know, meeting people like that just helps make your life better. You know, but my dream that I'd planned, I shouldn't say dream, my goal for this summer had been to start maybe up in Virginia, Maryland area, and then work my way down and do some traveling and meet with YouTubers, and then kind of go across the state of Tennessee. So to go from like Maryland, Chesapeake area, Virginia, maybe a little part of North Carolina, and across Tennessee, you know, out 40, and just kind of chill out and meet some people and just kind of hang out and take the camper van and just, you know, just go, because it's a wonderful wide world out there. So I don't know if that's going to happen without monetization, but again, who knows? And there's lots of other things too. I mean, it's not just the monetization, but YouTube is a small portion of some of the things I've done in the past, which is what I'm trying to get back to. You know, I've got the blog, I've had a couple of books in the past. I may reintroduce those and, go from there. So there's the Etsy store where I have like my jewelry. I think I still have some coffee cups listed, stuff like that. And let's see. Valerie Reese says, I'd love to be in your path and meet you. I live in Virginia. I think we can make that happen. Even depending on where you are, I can't remember now. I know you're tied in with a church there. I've seen your link where I donated on the fundraiser. We could probably make that happen. So Valerie says, I am just south of Richmond. Oh, we can probably do that. I actually spoke at a church in Richmond one time. Neat people there. And it was a United Methodist church too. Small world, huh? So, and Valerie says, very cool. Yes, it is. I like getting out and meeting people, and I think it'll be fun. And one of the things I want to help do with my YouTube channel is help people tell their stories, because there's a lot of just average people who do these amazing things. And it's not necessarily like they're out building a bridge, but they're coping and they're overcoming lots of obstacles and lots of challenges, whether it's, sexual assault or PTSD or a troubled home life, or they've got someone at home that's sick, or they have a handicap, or they have a mobility issue, or there's a health challenge going on, or they've just gone through grief or a job loss, or they're homeless, or they've been homeless. What if we could use YouTube as a platform to help people tell their stories? That's what I want to get back to doing. And so I did some of that before with the radio show, and people really responded. I had some health challenges that kind of took me away, but, would like to get back to that and use YouTube for the platform, do some live streaming and stuff. And Kenny Davenport is saying, if a YouTuber is creative enough, they might try merchandising their own creations. Kenny, I think that's really important. When I wrote for various websites, we used to talk about needing to have multiple revenue streams. And what we meant by that, basically, is not to put all of your eggs in one basket. Not to rely on any one particular writing site to do it for you. So we wrote for multiple writing sites. That's how I have my blogs. That's how I had the books out. They're out of print now. Like I said, I may resurrect some of them. And, did that income, and certainly Etsy and things like that, websites and whatnot. So I think you're right. And I also think that by doing those other products, I think that's how we can survive this crisis here on YouTube. I think that's our best shot. But yeah, Valerie, I'll contact you offline about getting together in Virginia. Now, Kenny, with you being a Tennessee guy, let me know if you're interested in that too. Okay. And Valerie Reese says, I would love that. Cool. We'll see if we can't just do that. That'll be awesome. I have a friend that lives over toward the coast, so I want to go see her this summer and then work my way down. So we'll do that. Okay. And I want to do some more shout outs for some folks, again, who were on my last video and commented because I always pull shout outs, even the ones that I put on my videos. I always pull those from people who have commented in the past. So, without further ado, let me give a shout out to Kitty's Market, Granny Monster. Another shout out to Joe Kersey, Clara Nielsen. Now, Clara is a wonderful friend of mine that I have known for years, and we actually met online back in the 90s when YouTube was just kind of first getting big. I don't really want to say how long ago, but it was in the 90s. So, and I don't want to say how long because I don't want to give my age away too much. I got some stuff coming in on the phone. Okay. All right, and Valerie says, I met YouTubers Chris and Lee from Keeping It Real. They live in North Carolina. We've done 2 get-togethers. Awesome. I'm glad. And Stellar Piper just joined us. Hello, Stellar Piper. Welcome. Stellar Piper is another one that I know offline. I'll just go ahead and fess up. This is my daughter. So hi. Hi, honey. We're just talking about my big trip that I want to take this summer and start up in the Chesapeake, Maryland, Virginia, and come Chesapeake, like Maryland area rather, and come through Virginia and, clip North Carolina and Tennessee and whatnot, and just meet everybody. And Valerie Reese says, hi, Stellar Piper. And Kenny Davenport says, I would love to meet another YouTuber and collaborate. Awesome. We will get that going. So. And Stellar Piper, I was just telling everybody that I was giving a shout out to Clara, who commented on one of my previous videos, and telling what a neat person she is, and that we met longer ago than I would like to think about. And going back to the shout outs there, because I had promised lots of shout outs tonight. So I also want to give a huge shout out to Alan Oxendine and Amber Sanders, both of whom also commented on my videos last time. So there we go. And Stellar Piper is saying, hello, Valerie. And LOL, she's pretty great. Yes, she is. You're talking about Miss Clara there. And Stellar Piper, I saw you had a response to a little hater there who had commented negatively on you wrecking your car. Don't let it get to you. Haters gonna hate. And also in the house, we have David Franco, who says, hello, Gayle. Happy Friday. I'm coming from Mrs. S's channel. Hey, David, welcome. Mrs. S is a pretty cool lady. So I'll have to thank her for sending you over. I thought about getting with her and asking her if she can show me how to play some of the really cool video games that she's playing. I know she does Minecraft and some others. And I don't know the first thing about video games and would like to learn. I have a feeling she'd be a good one to teach me. Okay. But yeah, Stellar Piper, don't worry if somebody says something negative about the car accident or the car or anything, because haters gonna hate. They just do that, and YouTube sometimes will bring that out. So just ignore them because they are not worth the time of day. That's my thoughts. You guys can chime in if you think otherwise. So. Valerie Reese says block them. Absolutely. I tried to do that. Apparently I missed one. I can remember like years ago in the early days of chat rooms, we were blocking left and right. And as fast as we could block, somebody would create a new account and just come right back in. And we did a lot of blocking. And Stellar Piper says, I was more irked than anything. Troll's gonna troll. There you go, girl. There you go. So. And Valerie says, I always report trolls. It's a thing to do. Kenny Davenport says, I've never had a negative comment or a thumbs down. Oh, we're going to celebrate that, Kenny. That is freaking awesome. But if you're on YouTube long enough, just know that your luck may change at some point, because some people get up every day and they put good in the world. And some people get up every day and I swear they think, how can I be a jerk today? And they do that. And I don't know about you guys, but I got too much to do to spend it hating. This tea is so good. I buy some local honey. It's Country Garden Apiaries, 100% pure raw honey. I actually know a guy who is associated with this and can vouch for it not only being delicious, but being 100% honey and not cut with other syrups and stuff like that. Because I was looking at the labels at the store the other day, and some of this stuff is cut, and this is not. And as you can tell, it's used in my house. So anyway, just a plug there. If you're looking for honey to soothe the cough, this is it. And Valerie Reese says, okay, back to the program here, off of the honey. Valerie Reese says, awesome, Kenny. I've had negative comments and thumbs down, which is inexcusable, because Valerie, you have not done one video that has warranted a thumbs down. Just saying, just my opinion. And David Franco says, trolls are the worst. I don't know how they find it fun to troll. It is so much easier to be nice. David hit the nail on the head. So true, so true. Okay. And also on some of the shout outs, I want to go ahead and give a couple more. Kont, K-O-N-T, and Sergey Magell, M-A-G-E-L-L, that's S-E-R-G-E-Y, and the last name is Magell, Magell. Both of those commented. So, really couldn't do my channel without you guys, because you guys are the reason for the channel, and I appreciate your support. Also, Benny Wilson's World Wilson and Paddy Wagon Travels, Lunatic Dad, H-Top Music, Wonder World, Rockin' in Miami 4, The Laughing Lion, Carl the Brit in the Philippines, Kenny Davenport, You're Awesome, Buzzsaw, The Happy Canadian, Poetry in Motion, Amber Sanders, Red Panda. I think I may have given a shout out to Red Panda already. If so, he just got double trouble. And Leslie at Virtue Within. And Kenny Davenport is saying, trolls are only trying to get attention for themselves. You got that one right. And Stellar Piper says, David, I absolutely agree, but nevertheless, there are people who I'm convinced go out of their way to be negative. That would be the trolls. That would be their trolls. But you know, with the trolls, I think the only way that they know how to get attention is to be negative. Kind of like any attention is good attention, whether it really is or not, kind of thing. And you know, it's sad, but I think when it comes to difficult people, as hard as they are to deal with, I really think, you know, it would have to be harder to actually be them. You know, because how can somebody that's so miserable have any happiness in life if all they're doing is spreading negativity? So, you know, it's just my big theory is that would have to be worse, you know, to actually be the person that's doing it. So, yeah. And the Stellar Piper, would you believe, my friend Gloria, who you may remember from Blog Talk Radio days, asked me my thoughts on the net neutrality repeal. Apparently, somebody rode a bicycle in Washington today to slow traffic down around the FCC, which I think is awesome. And I'm not going to go too much on the pet peeve, but I did make a video on that, on my thoughts of it. So, if you guys have a chance to watch that, it's a takeoff on back when TV was black and white in the 60s. So, before cable. And then cable came out, and never mind. I won't go on my little soapbox there. And then Valerie Reese says, I think a lot of trolls are kids. They probably think it's funny. You know, Valerie, you may be right. You may be right, because they may not know better. They may not realize how damaging it can be. So, and Stellar Piper says, going back to the net neutrality thing, she says, I heard about that. It was a pretty genius idea for a protest. So, I really don't know anything about it. I'm going to have to check that out. I just got her little email there. So, and I'm trying to, if I'm looking away from the camera, it's because I'm watching two screens. I'm watching you guys scroll on the other computer here. So, and then I'm coming back to you guys. And then sometimes I'm playing with buttons, and it kind of changes things. Ah. Okay, I'll go back to normal now, or whatever passes for normal these days. And Stellar Piper says, you absolutely should check that out. I think you'd appreciate it. I'll go take a look at it and see if I can find out more about it. Of course, honestly, given the traffic in DC, it may not have been too hard to slow things down. I can just imagine the traffic backup for anything going around if it's in DC. And Kenny Davenport says, what is this normal you mentioned? I don't know. It must be pretty boring if it's normal. Because I just can't imagine. Was I meant for normal? I don't think so. What do you guys think? I think I was meant for fun. And Valerie Reese says, I try to avoid DC traffic. Valerie, you're a smart lady. Actually, when my daughter went to school in DC, I used to tell people that I got very familiar with DC because I knew my way around that town like you would not believe. Because I would get on that beltway, miss my turn, and go around and around and around. So I knew my way around DC. That was my big claim to fame there. So there we go. And Kenny Davenport says, I was accused of being normal once. Ooh, I'm so sorry, Kenny. So sorry. And I'm glad I see that you were only accused of being normal once, not twice. And Anti-Hippie 24, hey, welcome. Good to see you, Anti-Hippie 24. And she says, I'm glad you're doing so good. Thank you, Anti-Hippie. Sometimes I wonder, but, I said earlier, it's nothing like going in for surgery and coming out with a cold. But I'm surviving. Just waiting on those biopsy reports, which should be in Tuesday. If they're not in Tuesday, I'm going to go hunt them down. And Stellar Piper says, Kenny, I've never been accused of that. Okay, she's never been, going back to that, she's never been accused of being normal, which is true. And Anti-Hippie 24 said, I watched your videos of your surgery and I had issues and I thought I had the same as you. Ended up having heart electrical issues. Wow. I hope you're okay. I can't imagine heart electrical issues. And Stella Piper says, in case anyone's wondering, she really will go hunt them down. She's talking about my comment about the biopsy results. And yes, I've been known to threaten and do that before, haven't I, Stellar Piper? And Stellar Piper, again, she knows me. This is my daughter. So Anti-Hippie 24, I will say that as far as the adrenal gland is concerned, over a year ago for me, that whole thing has just been completely life-changing. I put it off. I argued with the doctors for longer than I should have. If I had realized how much that adrenal tumor was messing me up, I never would have argued. But I think that even the doctors underestimated that. And Anti-Hippie 24 says, I'm hanging in there, ma'am. I was Army for 11 years, and you gave me hope that things will get better, even if they don't look like they will. Anti-Hippie, thank you. I'm glad that I was able to do that. Because don't ever give up. Because you never know how your life can change. And sometimes we get stuck in this deep, dark place, and all we can see around us is pitch black, and we can't see the sunshine, and we can't see tomorrow, and we can't see stars in the sky. And then one day, we look up and there's one star, and then there's two, and then suddenly there's a whole sky full of stars in this dawn, and you go, aha, life is out there. And so it's worth it. Just hang in there. No matter what is going on, just hang in there. And Anti-Hippie 24 says, "You're welcome. I was afraid of surgery, and I watched your videos last year, and they were a huge help." Thank you. I'm glad. I'm sorry, though, that you're having the problems with the electrical issue with your heart. I hope that they were able to do something that would help that. And again, just a reminder to folks, please, if you're in the chat, do give me a thumbs up if you like the videos, if you like the live stream, if it's helpful. The more interaction like that that there is on the videos, the more it helps. So please do that. And Anti-Hippie, you've helped me out by coming in and sharing this. I want you to know that. But I hope that they were able to help you some way with your heart, because I can't imagine. And Lovely Kid Japan is in the house. Hello, Tina. Welcome. And Stellar Piper says, "Hello, Lovely Kid Japan." And Lovely Kid Japan says, "Gayle, so happy to see you." I'm happy to see you too. Now, Tina, if you guys haven't seen her videos, she cut her little boy's hair, and it is so cute. So cute. So, you guys will have to go over and check that out. Again, taking a sip of my tea. Oh, Lovely Kid Japan, Tina. This is actually my daughter, Stellar Piper is. So, you two may enjoy connecting there. Now, Stellar Piper, Lovely Kid Japan hails from, she's from Japan, that which is cool. Okay, I gotta get back to normal there. I'm having entirely too much fun with these screen changes, aren't I? Okay, that last one was a little too much for me. I think I'll just stick to regular. Okay, Tina is saying, you've got a sweet mom. Oh no, Tina, you've got a sweet mom. Thank you, but I don't know about that, but thank you. And David Franco says, "I've got to go, but I have to say you have such a lovely community here. I hope to see you again soon. Bye." David, thank you for coming in. Tell Mrs. S hello for me. Thank you for stopping. And Stellar Piper says, "Oh, neat. I'll have to check out your channel." And Lovely Kid Japan says, "Hugs, Gayle." And to you too. Thank you. And Anti-Hippie 24 says, "Thank you. They were not successful at correcting the issues. I still deal with it here and there, but I keep moving one day at a time. Been wanting to thank you for a year when this first started." Well, I'm glad to get to meet you. I'm sorry, though, that they haven't been able to do anything to fix that. I know that's frustrating. I don't have something like serious, like with my heart. I've got a problem. I have to walk with a leg brace, and that's frustrating enough that they can't just fix it. I know, and I'm grateful that I can be like up and maneuvering at least most of the time. Um, but still, it's frustrating when you have something that they can't fix. So I applaud you seriously for hanging in there. And Lovely Kid Japan is asking Stellar Piper how old she is, and she's married, and she's grown. Anti-hippie it says, I was a mess and couldn't get out of bed and was afraid of everything. And then I seen what you were dealing with, and it made me want to get back up and fight again. And then she says, it's okay, I'll be okay, and hang in there. How was your trip around the country? It was pretty amazing, Anti-Hippie 24. To be able to take a trip like that, there's a lot of nervousness inside because this was a mission trip and I was hauling the team stuff in the van. And so we left from Tennessee and went across the country and over up to Alaska, and then had to go to Seward, Alaska. So we had all this stuff in the van that had to be there at a set date and a set time. So from the time we left, that feeling that you have that you're going to be late for work? That's the feeling I had the moment I left the driveway. But it was a great trip. And Lovely Kid Japan says, Stella's so happy to hear that. I'm just finishing a phone call with my son. I'm happy he's trying his best now. That is great news, Tina. And you go off and take care of that phone call, and we are so proud of him. So, relay our enthusiasm to him. I'm glad that he's doing great. And John Doe popped in. Hey, John Doe. And he says, why am I on the old people channel again? I don't know, John, but welcome. It's good to see you. How about young at heart? Remember, when you get over a certain age, you're old enough to know better, but you're still too young to care. I'm going to quote that song line forever. That's my motto now. Anti-Hippie says, oh no, LOL. And Anti-Hippie says, I seen you came through my state. I live in Williamstown, Kentucky, where Arkansas is. And Lovely Kid Japan says, thank you, Gayle. I know it's tough raising kids, but hang in there, Tina. He's getting there. That's the main thing. So count on those achievements and take them where you can. So he'll realize what a valuable mom he has. Just give him time. And Anti-Hippie says, where the Ark encounter is. I think I said Arkansas. I'm sorry for that. Actually, I go to Kentucky pretty often. So we may have to get together there if you have time and want to. And Stellar Piper says, I'm not too far from you, Anti-Hippie. I was talking with my church secretary about taking a church trip to the Ark yesterday. And Anti-Hippie says, it is awesome. It is huge. And Lovely Kid Japan says, you're so inspiring to me. Glad I met you on YouTube. And Tina, right back at you. Absolutely, right back at you. If I could hop on a plane and fly to Japan just to shake your hand and give you a hug, I would. Let's see. But now, just don't give up on your son. And let's see, Stellar Piper is talking about the ark. She says, I believe it, anti-hippie. Unfortunately, it's also expensive. Is it? I haven't not checked into the price on that yet. I know some people have been and really enjoyed it. And Lovely Kids Japan says, me too. I'll be hugging you like 5 hours. And Anti-Hippie says, I have to get going. I'll swing by time to time. Thank you all so much. It's $40 a ticket. That is a chunk of change. It sounds like it must be worth it, though. And Kenny Davenport says, I don't think I'm all that far from you, Gayle. Kenny, I don't think so either. I'm right outside of Knoxville. In fact, I go to school in Knoxville. And Anti-Hippie 24 says, it's really nice. It's all hand built. And Lovely Kid Japan says, that's so cheap. Wow. Which tells me I will never be able to get to Japan if 40. Okay, wait a minute. Well, cheap to Japan. Okay. Anti-Hippie says, good night, you all. And Stellar Piper says, have a good night, Anti-Hippie. I'm going to echo that. Anti-Hippie, thank you very much for coming in. You have made my night. I appreciate that. Now, you hang in there. You guys, honestly, whatever you're going through, never give up. 3 words, never give up. Life will get better. And Valerie Reese says, I'm going to head to bed. I'm going to head out too. Have a blessed night, everyone. You too, Valerie. Thank you so much for coming in. It's been awesome having you. And Lovely Kid Japan, #believe. Absolutely. And Stellar Piper says, night, Valerie. And Lovely Kid Japan says, never give up. Absolutely. That is the name of the game, not to give up. Because life's too short, and a little bit of faith get you through. Okay, I know. Again with the screens. I just love these. What are they called? Filters or layers or something or other? You know, I have to think of Granny Monster every time I hit this button because it's just her. Lovely Kid Japan says, yep, too short. Let's enjoy. Absolutely. And I'm going to go back to normal for a minute. And Lovely Kid Japan says, LOL, Granny. I know, I'm going to have to tell her I talked about her tonight. We were actually in chat with her one night, and she tossed out a super chat, and she's like, buy Tomlin treats, and I did. And I've got a video of me giving his bone to him. I've got to post that. Because I even said in the video, this is from Granny Monster. And Stellar Piper says, whatever it's called, you're enjoying it maybe a little bit too much. I wonder if she's talking about the filters. By the way, I found one that I hadn't used. What do you guys think of it? Maybe I should go back to regular. Ta-da! Normal, sort of. It's as close as I'm going to get. And Tina at Lovely Kid Japan says, I was just chatting with Leah Shannon this morning. And Lovely Kid Japan says, yep, regular is good. Okay. I'll do regular for a little bit again. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. It has been a blast. And Tina, you hang in there. Congratulations to your son. And Mel and Kenny Davenport, Valerie Reese. You guys, thank you all. David Franco, thank you. Anti-Hippie 24, who absolutely made my night. Lovely Kid Japan, Tina, Stellar Piper, everybody, thank you for coming in. Kenny Davenport, Mr. Awesomeness, and Lovely Kid Japan, sending out lots of love and hearts, saying hang in there and praying for you, sweetie. And I really appreciate that, Tina. I am writing on prayers. You know, this was a little more difficult than they thought it was going to be. And so I'm just crossing fingers on that biopsy. Tuesday, hopefully it'll be in. So thank you for that. And I want to thank you guys for watching. This will go live as a repeat. I guess you could call it an instant replay. It'll go live in however long it takes YouTube to do their thing and process it. So thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. And Tina, when you get a chance sometime, maybe we could work out the time difference if you're interested and do a collab and do a Google Hangout chat, the two of us, and let people come in and hang out. That might be kind of fun if you have time sometime. So again, thank you all for watching, and keep smiling, keep diving into life. And Tina, Lovely Kid Japan, says that would be great. We'll work out that time by email. And again, thank you guys all for hanging out. And Stellar Piper says she would watch that collab. Sounds good. And Kenny Davenport says, my pleasure. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for hanging out. Don't forget, give me a big thumbs up if you like it. And subscribe for you guys who are coming in later. So I'll see you all out, about, and online. Bye.